welcome to my August TBR. I'm not doing TBR Assemble this month just because it has been a long few months, and to be perfectly honest, I do need a rest. I just want to read books from authors that I know I'm going to really enjoy, and I just kind of want a calm, relaxed reading month this month. So I decided to pick my own TBR, so let's just get right into it. The first thing I'm going to mention is actually a reread for me, and that is Vicious by V.E. Schwab, because Victorious, the final book in the Villain series, is out in October, and I want to reread this series in full before the final one comes out, because it's been a very long time since I've read this series. It is one of my all-time favourites, and I just want to go back to it and revisit it so I can get the whole story in time for the final book to come out and get the full effect of it. And I am so excited about this. I am a massive V.E. Schwab fan. Vicious is one of my all-time favourite books. I love this series so much. It is essentially about morally grey superpowered people trying to kill each other with Charles and Eric of the X-Men vibes. It is brilliant. It is wibbly wobbly timey wimey, and it is so much fun. It feels like it was written for me personally in a lot of ways, because it hits so many tropes and storyline ideas that I absolutely adore, and I now cannot wait to be rereading this for the first time since I actually read it 10 years ago now. I think it was a very long time ago anyway, and I am now so excited to be back in this world again and be back with Victor and Eli again and to be restarting this story. Next up is my Seanan McGuire encrypted book, and that is Calculated Risks. This is the 9th one in the series, so I can't give you too much detail about the plot of this one, but what I will say is that this series follows the Price family, who are essentially the Addams family if the Addams family were cryptozoologists. And this one specifically is following Sarah, who is essentially a telepathic humanoid wasp, which makes total sense if you've actually read the series, I promise. And she is one of their cousins, and it's about the trouble that she has recently got into, and this one is actually following on from the fallout cliffhanger of the last book, and I am so excited to see where this is going to go next. I love Sarah, I love the other characters who are with her, and I cannot wait to see where this is going to go next, because that was one hell of a cliffhanger in the last book. So very, very excited to see where this is going now. Then I'm also going to be reading This Ends in Embers by Camilla Cole, and this one is the sequel to So Let Them Burn, which is a book I read like 2 years ago now and really enjoyed. It is about sisters on opposing sides of the war, chosen ones, as well as dragons and all of this kind of thing. And on the back here it says as well that the lines between hero and villain are blurred, deadly sacrifices must be made, and I've heard amazing things about this sequel, and I've been meaning to read it for years now, and I am finally going to be doing it. I cannot wait. There's also Ashes of the Sun by Django Wexler, which is admittedly a chunker of a book, but I do have actually booked in a 4-day chunk of time where I am not going to be interrupted. We are not going anywhere, we are not doing anything, we are not seeing anyone, no one is coming over or anything else, and I want to use that time to really sink into a long book, because it's been so long since I've done that and I really miss doing that. So that is what I wanted to be doing with this book specifically in that 4-day chunk. And this one, it says, 400 years ago, a cataclysmic war cracked the world open. Amid the ashes, the Dawn Republic now stands guard over lands littered with eldritch relics and cursed by plague-spawn outbreaks. But a new conflict is looming, and brother and sister Gaia and Maya have found themselves on opposite sides of it. At the age of 5, Maya was taken by the Twilight Order and trained to be a centaur, wielding forbidden arcana to enforce the Dawn Republic's rule. On that day, her brother Gaia swore to destroy the order that stole his sister, whatever the cost. 12 years later, brother and sister are two very different people. She is the Twilight Order's brightest prodigy, he is a thief, bandit and revolutionary. Together, the siblings will discover that not even ties of blood will keep them from splitting the world in two. And this one sounds like it's going to be a whole load of fun to read. I know I really enjoyed How to Become the Dark Lord and Die Trying, as well as Everybody Wants to Rule the World Except Me by this same author, and I've wanted to try out some of his other work ever since. So that is what I'm going to be doing this month with this book, in that 4-day span of uninterrupted reading time, and I cannot wait, to say the least. I'm also going to be reading The Girl with a Thousand Faces by Sun Yi Dean, and this is actually going to be a buddy read this month with my friend at Ship Shape Smithy, who is over on Instagram, who I'll leave a link to down below. But this one, it just says on the back, before you were even born, I was already dead. I didn't really need to know anything else further than that, because I know I really enjoyed Sun Yi Dean's Book Eaters a few years ago, and I've been desperate to try out her other work ever since, and this is the one I've chosen. I cannot wait to read it. My audiobook of the month is going to be Human Rights by Juno Dawson, which is the final one in the HMRC series, which is essentially a series about a bunch of witches after a massive war that happened with the Warlocks, who work for Her Majesty's Royal Coven, or at least used to work for Her Majesty's Royal Coven, and what happens when a prophecy potentially starts coming true. It is an incredible series that really goes into like sexism, homophobia and transphobia specifically. It's about acceptance. It's also got some brilliant foreshadows in here, some amazing characters, and I cannot wait to be rereading this one for the first time and sort of really looking at how it's all coming together again properly now that I know the ending, and sort of seeing all of those foreshadow bits and everything else. I'm so excited to actually round out this series again and see all of the bits I missed. And then as for the graphic novels I want to be reading, first of all there is Age of Apocalypse, because I unfortunately have not read much of that so far. I've literally only read like one volume out of this series this month in July, because I just haven't had that much time, so I'm really hoping to finish that out in August. And then finally, I'm also going to be starting Jonathan Hickman's Fantastic Four and FF runs again, because someone's worked out that if you start on July 31st and read one issue a day of Fantastic Four and FF by Jonathan Hickman, then go on to his Avengers and New Avengers runs, one issue a day will actually have you finishing all of those runs on December 18th, which is the day Avengers Doomsday comes out. And the reason why that is so significant is because Avengers Doomsday is going to be dealing with multiverses and incursions and this kind of thing, which is what happens in those runs specifically, and are actually the inspiration for the movie. So what I'm going to be doing is that one issue a day thing for the rest of the year, and that is going to get me ready for Avengers Doomsday. I was originally going to be doing all of these runs in December, but considering someone's worked out one issue a day, I'm actually going to be doing that instead, because that sounds like it's going to be a lot more chill and a lot easier to read. Instead of trying to cram all of that and World Under Doom and anything else, I decided to read in December in that 1 month, or specifically in an 18-day stretch. So what I'm going to be doing is starting Fantastic Four and FF this month, and I am so excited to be doing that. I love this run so much. I cannot wait to be revisiting it. And this is my August TBR, so I've got a nice mix in here. I've got a few superhero bits, I've also got some more encrypted, I've got siblings actually fighting against each other, I've got very morally grey characters I adore, and also some more Sun Yi Dean, who is an author I really want to read more from. So it's a really nice mix, and one I'm really excited to be getting going with. And that is where I'm going to leave this video, because it is very hot in my room right now and I need to go and have an ice lolly to cool down. So I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do give me a thumbs up. Comment down below, tell me what you're reading in August, I'd love to know. Or if you don't have that much time, leave me a book stack emoji down below to let me know that you were here. I'll also leave a link as well down below to all of my social media if you want to check it out. Or if you just want to see any more of my videos, please click subscribe here, and over here will be the link to my previous video. Until next time everyone, bye!